How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Data here, and welcome back to the Vancouver Canucks franchise mode here on NHL 24, episode number 38, moving into the big year number 10, 2033 postseason. In the last one, we finished 50, 24, and 8, giving us back-to-back 50-plus win seasons, making the postseason for a fourth consecutive year, and for the ninth time through our 10 seasons with the Canucks. We finished second in the NHL. That unfortunately also meant second in the division and second in the conference, as Seattle was just above us with 2 more points. 50 wins, still never anything to sneeze at. We were the highest scoring team in the league at 4.12 goals for per game. Best power play at 29.5%. Also our best through 10 seasons, and the penalty kill was so-so at 81.7%. But all in all, a very strong season, which also saw some very strong statistical numbers. Most notably, a new franchise record in single season assists, as Stefan Markstrom, the Silver Surfer, the Swedish chef, puts up 16 goals and 91 assists for a 107-point season, not to be overshadowed, of course, by Fredrik Lundqvist's 60-goal season. 60 goals in 79 games, including the Game 82 winner, which gave us our 50th win and his 60th goal all at the same time. 60 goals and 97 points in 79 games from the young former third overall pick in 2029. Elias Pettersson had the best statistical season of his career at 94 points at the age of 34 as well. Was it his best or second? No, it was his second best, excuse me, his second best season. But the least amount of ice time, that's what it was. His second best season with the least amount of ice time he's ever had at 18.05 on average per game. So he seems to just be getting better with age. 30 power play points as well on the year. Jonathan Lekkerimäki, kind of under the radar with a 93-point season himself. Second in team goal scoring with 37 goals, 56 assists in a full 82-game season. He was around that mid-70-point mark, but this year just jumped up to 93, which is really incredible to see from an 86 overall with top 9 potential. So Jonathan Lekkerimäki hitting career highs, as well as even Aatu Räty hit career highs this season. 29 goals and 40 assists for 69 points from Rocket Räty. 3 consecutive 60-plus point seasons. So consistent. We love this man. Now at 30 years of age, he's a leader on this team. Owen Tippett, big bounce back year from 44 points last year to 68 points this year. 36 goals as well. Huge bounce back season for him, also at 34 years of age now. When you think about it, he's 34, Pettersson's 34. We're not the oldest team, but there are some pieces in the top 6 that will be changing sooner rather than later. That being said, Quinn Hughes had a very strong second half of the year. In the first half of the season, he had, I forget exactly what it was, but less than 20 points. In the second half of the year, though, he scores 44 points in 41 games. So was it in 30 games? He had, 14 points in 30 games? That might have been what it was. But regardless, 44 points in 41 games in the second half of the year once we changed up his defensive partner. So Quinn Hughes, although it was not his typical 70-plus point season, that pace he was on in the second half showed us that hopefully is not too much to be worried about. After Quinn Hughes, we see the deadline acquisition of Tage Thompson. He had some injury concerns down the stretch, appearing in 14 games, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points, even plus minus, and playing 12:01 per night as third-line center and second-unit power play. Tage Thompson, he's 35, 6'6", wants that Stanley Cup. Numbers were starting to dip a little bit. He had 38 points in 60 games in the final year of his contract. Sabres missing the playoffs. We said, let's go out and acquire him. 10 points in 14 games. I'm happy with that in a third-line capacity. Christian Wallace fell off a little bit in the second half. He was on pace for 50-some points. He ended with 38. So it was likely because we changed up the defensive pairings, but still, 38 points and a plus 27 for a 20-year-old playing 21 and a half minutes per night. I'm satisfied. Hopefully he can get back onto that first half pace moving into the future, but I'm still content. Tubkin, 36 points. We start to move into the bottom 6. Arvidsson, 36 points as well, scoring a couple more points than last season while playing less minutes. Only 1 minor penalty in the entire season. Shout out also to Quinn Hughes with 4 penalty minutes the entire season. Whoa. Philip Hronik, 34 points for the now 35-year-old. Noah Dobson, he was another one who was a big surprise and not in a good way. A 32-point season after scoring 60 last year and being close to a point-per-game pace the year before that when he scored 35 and 40 when we picked him up at the halfway point. So Noah Dobson, if he's going to be staying here getting his $11.15 million for 3 more years, this postseason might be a time in which he needs to step up. Junior Sador in his rookie season, 31 points. Again, satisfied to see that from the 80 overall. Dorian Dominguez, another rookie, 17 goals and 29 points from the 78 overall. Satisfied enough. Dylan Montoya, 29. Kravchenko, 20. He was an enormous tremendous relief for us once we put him up in the top pair. They're now 82 overall. Started the year as what, a 79 or an 80? The 82 overall who we drafted in the 6th round of 2029. We put him on the second pair, had good results. Put him on the first pair with Quinn Hughes, even better results. Only 20 points, but that's fine. Plus 28 from the rookie, playing 20 minutes of ice time per night. Crazy. Put Colson, down year from him, 15 points. Quint, 8 in 28. And Henrik Lapierre, 2 in 6. Well, also, Raphael Beaulieu, 1 assist in 5 games from the enforcer. Goaltending, it was a rocky season there as Hunter Jones, our rock, had performances which were a little rocky. 35, 19, and 5, fine record with 3 shutouts, but .898 save percentage and 3.25 goals against average, when historically he's always been above 900 and by a decent bit. So it was his worst regular season with us since he's been the starter, but we know how crazy he can get when the postseason comes. The clock strikes midnight on whatever April 20th, and he turns into a different beast. So, 13 shutouts through 39 career postseason wins. A third of his wins being by a shutout, that's, unheard of. However, Rainer Muller backing him up went 15, 6, and 3 with 2 shutouts of his own, .903 save percentage and 3.01 goals against average. Could he see the crease this postseason? It's a possibility. So sorry for the longer than usual introduction to give you a recap of what year number 10 had for us. It's been a little while since we've got an episode out. July was one of the busiest months of my life with the new house, paint, furniture, appointments, entertainment, family, wedding details for next year, just a ton of stuff going on, so I appreciate your patience. Now we're getting back into the groove of things a little bit more. August might still be a little choppy, but when we get into September, we'll be back to all of our regularly scheduled programming. So here's our lineup to end the season. One of our questions in the last one was, do we do anything with this lineup? Maybe in the bottom 6 as well. Do we mix up any defensive pairings? Do we keep things how they've been? Even though Wallace and Dobson have been struggling a little bit more in their offensive output, things have been more stable defensively. So with the scoring of the top 6, can that balance each other out? That being said, let's move to the comments and see what the assistant general managers had to say in the last one. As Mighty Joe starts it off by saying, wow, I'm happy with the second half of this season for the Canucks. It wasn't something incredible, but it wasn't miserable either. Markstrom with a new franchise season high record, Kravchenko and Hughes become BFFs, and Jones has lost his momentum. Speaking of goaltending, taking into account the top goalie stats of the season, because the top goalies had like a .908 save percentage, it's not like the top had .930 and Hunter Jones had .898. The top goalies had like .912, .909, and he had .898. So as Mighty Joe says, even taking that into account, I still lean Rainer to start the series. Let's buy up all the umbrellas in Vegas and then make it rain and rain. If we give Muller the first start, any performance below standing on his head would give Jones game 2. If we lean Jones, and despite the result then go back to Jones, does Jones just steer us through? If Rainer doesn't get his shot, Jones may be our version of shooting ourselves in the foot. I'd love to see how a tandem result would unfold by switching goalies every game. Great video as always. Hope you and Desor, my fiance, are having a blast with all the behind-the-scenes ongoings. Yes, it's been quite a blast. See you Monday night for the Zona series. Yes, we've been live with our Fantasy Draft Arizona Coyotes franchise mode on Monday nights here on the channel. Much love. Mighty Joe Maple signing off. Thank you, Mighty Joe. So I think Mighty Joe's comment might have been the only one that said, let's give game 1 to Rainer Muller, but the majority of the comments, as we'll see in just a moment, were not really sold on Jones either. The majority of the Jones lobby comes down to how good he's been in the postseasons of the past. These 2031 and 2028 postseasons are Stanley Cup runs, 16, 4, and 2 in both of those runs, 8 shutouts in 2028, 3 shutouts in 2031, both with great save percentages and goals against average. And if you even put it all together, this abysmal first round in 2030 and the so-so performance in 2032, through 60 appearances, he's 39, 15, and 5, 13 shutouts, as we said, .925 save percentage, 2.51 goals against average. Do we go with him despite the lackluster regular season numbers because Rainer Muller is a little more untested? But, he did appear in 3 games in 2032, last year's postseason, going 2-1, .932 save percentage, 1.76 goals against average. It wouldn't be crazy to think that he sees at least one of the first 2 or 3 games. Keep in mind that we fell in Game 7 of Round 2 last year as reigning Stanley Cup champions. We want to make a push this year that you would think see us get to at least the Western Conference Final. Speaking of needing to go on a little bit of a run, Kieran leaves this comment saying, good season overall. It's a shame that the bottom 6 seems to be a black hole for anyone other than Podkolzin. Not necessarily bad, just players not living up to their potential. Then again, even Podkolzin was underwhelming this season. I wouldn't change it though. After 50 wins, it's not worth fixing. Hunter Jones is a tough one. I would stick with him through the postseason, but be willing to rotate if he's particularly poor. He has too good a history, even if his peak was a few years ago. I think we need to rely on the top 6 and first pair D-men. We may not win it this year, but we do need to go deep. Go Canucks. Thank you for that, Kieran. More goaltending thoughts coming in from Javier, who says, "Greetings, fellow Bello." Hello, Bello. "Jones, in my opinion, has earned the start, given his previous history. This season has not been kind to him via the slow sim. For me, he's on a short leash for the playoffs." That's true. In the calendar, he seems to be better. When we went into the slow sims, it was more often than not that he fell apart. Is that a bad sign for the playoffs, though, because we slow sim the playoffs? All questions to keep in mind. Javier finishes by saying, "Otherwise, I wouldn't touch the lineup much. Everyone is healthy heading into the postseason. Let's just hope that the bottom 6 can support the top 6 fellas and for Jones to shake off a tough season." Thank you very much, Bello. More thoughts from Ramses, who said, "I'm happy that I was wrong about Owen Tippett, and Kravchenko has been a really nice surprise on the first pair. Hunter Jones's numbers are a little worrying, but he's a playoff monster. I just hope the bottom 6 can hold it together. Excited for the next episode. Let's go Nugs." Thank you, Ramses. And we'll finish it off by turning to Gavin, who said, "Welcome back, Data, and hope you enjoyed your vacation. Glad to see Kravchenko doing well, and I think we've patched up the defense enough to take us through the playoffs, but definitely something to consider in the offseason. I don't like either of our goalie options, honestly. I guess we go Jones since he won the last game of the year. Tage Thompson could also get a look in the top 6 if we're struggling to score. Great point. And don't forget to bring my king, Raphael Beaulieu, into the lineup if you need some physical presence. One last change I would recommend is putting Dobson on the second power play unit at least. Maybe that contributed to his slower season offensively." Good point. We'll look at that in just a second. Great individual seasons as well, and it all came together for a fantastic regular season in the end. Now let's see if we can break the curse of disappointing in the playoffs after a successful regular season. Rest up for the playoffs, and I'll see you at Rogers Arena. Go Nuts. Thank you for that, Gavin. So if we do look at the power play, first unit, of course, got Wallace and Hughes. Second unit out here, it's been Thompson and Arvidsson. So Stefan Arvidsson, last season, 34 points with 4 power play points. This year, 36 points with 10 power play points. He's been great, and we want to get him his ice time, absolutely. But when it comes to the playoffs, we know that Dobson could be a point-per-game guy. So if I put Noah Dobson here, it gives it the +4 now in the power play as well. Last year, he had 8 power play points. The year before that was 9. So I wouldn't say that's fully why the points production isn't great from Noah Dobson, but I will put him out there to give him the opportunity to score a little bit more, and I'll probably keep him where he is, 91 passing. Thompson can take those shots in the air. I'll keep Dobson as the distributor, and Thompson can be the guy who's a bit more at the point, but I think we'll keep it like that. So Arvidsson will come off the power play, which also helps the chemistry for it, if that even matters, and that'll be our one change to the lineup, with Jones being the starter for Game 1. But honestly, it has to be a strong performance from Hunter Jones in Game 1, especially that he seems to be falling apart a little bit in the slow sim. We can't keep waiting to Game 3, Game 4 of the slow sim for him to pull it together. Game 1, we got to see something good, and Rainer Muller, who had good numbers last postseason, is sitting there waiting for his opportunity. That being said, we face Vegas in round number 1, ladies and gentlemen. We've only faced them 1 through our last 8 postseason berths. In year number 2, we beat them in round 1 in 7 games. Yep. And then we went on to lose in round 3 that year. It was a Western Conference final run in year number 2. On the first line, they have Francis Forbes, Jack Eichel, and Victor Eklund. The Eklund brothers are here. Victor and William in the top 6. Francis Forbes, franchise potential, low franchise. 3rd overall pick in 2028. He scored 88 points this season. He's centered by Jack Eichel, who had a 101-point season at 36 years of age. And Victor Eklund on the first line right wing scored 85 points himself. Huhtinen, William Eklund, and Niels Högland are former Canuck on the second line. Fagemo, Wyatt Johnston, and Blake Dwyer on the third line. Oliver Kapanen, Thomas Bordelot, and Morgan Barron on the fourth line. Well, on defense, they have Dwayne Clough and this guy Liam Dansk as their top pair. Two-way D, highly potential, former 4th overall pick. 60 points and a +32 this year, on top of a fair number of hits and blocks. So Liam Dansk is definitely their top guy. Boqvist and Pickering on their second pair, Day 782 Hall of Fame honorable mention. And third pair, Gavrikov and Korzak. Between the pipes in Vegas, they have Drew Comesso, yes, 85 overall, former draft pick of the Chicago Blackhawks. This season going 34, 21, and 5. Not the craziest numbers, 905 save percentage, but again, the top goalies in the league had like a 909, so that's pretty good. Kalle Klang backing him up. Healthy scratches are Hannes Cataford and Nate Danielson. So this is the Vegas squad they'll be facing with home ice advantage. They were a good team this season, winning 48 games. They come into the postseason having gone, 47 games, having gone 4-6-0 in their last 10. But we have home ice advantage here at Rogers Arena for Game 1, Round 1. Let's do it. As always, leave a like for some good luck. And if you see the video is about an hour and 20, 30, 40, maybe close to 2 hours long, it could be that we lose in round number 1. It's just a black screen for a little bit. I let the video go go for longer so that it's not spoiled. If that's the case, if you just let it run for a little bit, that would be very much appreciated. I'll put on a little royalty-free music. But at the very least, I want you to be able to react to things with me and enjoy it without any spoilers. Let's do it. Game 1, round 1, first period at home. 1-0 Vegas after 20. Niels Höglander. What? Rainer Muller, what's he doing in there? Oh, no. Hold on. Let's see. Shots? Because Hunter Jones was starting, correct? Yes! Hunter Jones got the start, so I didn't do anything wrong. But within the first minute, Hunter Jones gets pulled. Is it destiny? Whoa. 1-0 from the former Canuck getting it started. Shots are 11-5 Vegas after 20, and Rainer Muller is between the pipes for this one to end it off, I would think. Second period, 3-1 Vegas now. Forbes makes it 2-0. Aturatu with the A on his chest makes it a 1-goal game, with Niels Höglander with his second extends that lead once more. We're now leading the shots 20-19. We had a 15-shot period, but Comesso's holding it down. Our down by 2 after 40. Power play Vegas to start the period. It's an extended Vegas opportunity. We can't be doing that with Rainer Muller trying to find his bearings, but we kill it off. Still down by 2 at the halfway point in this period. Power play Vegas again, killed off once more, but still down by 2 with 5 minutes to go. Only one pass Drew Comesso, another penalty. Now, we're not going to be able to get back in it like that. Final minute, and wait, Noah Dobson scores with 1 second left. That's nice. Who took all these penalties? Whoa, we took 5 minor penalties? Tripping, hooking, tripping, hooking. Tiyupkin, Montoya, Dobson, Arvidsson, and Tippett. We got outshot 35-27 and shoot ourselves in the foot as we can't get back into it if we're going to be killing penalties the entire period. 3-2 Vegas wins game 1 on the road. Boqvist 3 assists, Comesso 25 shots. Former Canuck Niels Höglander gets 2 stars and 2 goals and first star honors. Thankfully, Hunter Jones is not injured. He can come back here for Game 2, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Rainer Muller, he wasn't bad. At least we got a look at him, even though it wasn't in the best circumstances. We got to see a look at how he would perform. 31 saves on 34 shots, so those numbers aren't bad, actually. They're not bad, but I do want... That's given us a baseline. That's Rainer Muller. Now let's see Hunter Jones. He only got to, what was it, 1 shot against Hunter Jones? 2 shots against. So after that, he got pulled for whatever reason. Guess he wasn't feeling well. Plus minus is -2s from the top line. Whoa. Second line, third line, -1s. I'm not going to... It's too small of a sample size for a 3-2 game with the goalie getting pulled. It was the penalties that killed us. So we just got to stay out of the box and try to even the series up here at home at Rogers Arena to bring it back to Vegas as a best of 5. That is the only thing we need to do. That's all we need to do. That is our job here today. Your job is to win Game 2. That is, forget the Stanley Cup, forget Round 1. Your job is to win Game 2. First period, and it's 3-0 Vancouver. Let's go. Tippett, Markstrom, and Lundqvist. 3 goals from our top 6. That's exactly what we want to see from these guys. The Silver Surfer, known for his playmaking, getting a goal right there. Mr. 60 goals. Owen Tippett with his 30+. We are out shooting 15-13. We're out shooting Vegas, that is, through the first period. 4-0 after the second. It's 5. Pettersson and Lekaramaki. 2 goals within the first 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Shots are 27-25, and we lead 5-0. Power play goal for Vegas as Eklund gets that one to break the shutout on Hunter Jones. Of course, we're just taking more penalties. Hunter Jones could have gotten a shutout there. Maybe. Who knows? We'll never know because we took that penalty. Of course, we had to take it. And if we had... It was Kravchenko with a hooking minor. There you go. Final 5 minutes in this one. Hunter Jones standing tall. The team does its job. Tiyupkin scores a 6th there. And Podkolzin, the extra point is good. Postseason Podkolzin. If you've been watching this series, you know how clutch Vasily Podkolzin is in the playoffs. That's why he has the A on his chest. Shots 40-34 at the end of this one. 7-1 Vancouver the final. How about that for a bounce back? 33 saves from Hunter Jones, Mr. Postseason as well. Lundqvist a goal and 2 assists. Markstrom a goal and an assist. All right. Whew, we can breathe a little bit easier after that one. It's going to be a best of 5 headed over to Vegas for the beginning of this 3 out of 5 at T-Mobile Arena. Game 3, round 1. After a 7-1 victory, Vegas is going to want to come back strong. They have the home ice advantage, but we got to keep them at bay. First period, and it's 1-0 Vancouver. Owen Tippett scoring his second in as many games to lead after 20. Shots 11-10 Vancouver. Second period, no scoring. Shots now 20-18 Vancouver, but still just a 1-goal game. Lots of hockey left to be played with 20 minutes to go. And there's Korzak on the third deep pairing, 4 minutes in, making it 1-1. And Jack Eichel just a minute and a half later makes it 2-1. Vegas leads now. Eichel again from up 1-0 to down 3-1. Power play Vancouver, killed off by Vegas. We need one fast if we're going to get back into this with 5 minutes to go. 3 unanswered here in the third period. There's Kravchenko. We're back in it. Final 2 minutes. Final minute. Who's got it? No. Eichel completes the third period hat trick. Kravchenko almost brought us back. Shots end 31-25. And Vegas wins 4-2 with 4 third period goals, including an empty netter. Eichel 3 goals and an assist. Oh no. We had that one. And we let it slip away. We let it slip away. AHL season is over. Down in the AHL, we went 51-18-3. That's great. We're facing Calgary's AHL squad in round number 1. And we now find ourselves down 2-1 in this series. Through 3 games, is that enough of a playoff sample size to think, are we making changes in the middle 6 or something? -1, -2, -3 from Lekaramaki. +2, +3, +3 Tippett. Third line, +2, +1, +2. Yeah, no one really standing out too much. And Montoya has a couple of assists. Defense, are we okay? 2-1-1, 0-1. Yep, we're okay. We're okay. Just some bad luck here. Do we want to bring Tage Thompson in the top 6? If we did, Lekaramaki would probably be the one to go right now if we had to choose someone, and I haven't seen enough to take him out just yet. I think we keep the team as it is, but I don't know, are we not seeing power play goals? Am I mistaken in saying so? Not a lot of power play goals out here? What if we swap Wallace and Dobson? Didn't Dobson and Hughes play together on the first power play unit last year? Dobson and Hughes on unit number 1, and we'll go Wallace Thompson unit 2. From +4 to +1, but I'm not too worried about that. Let's go Dobson on the first unit. Let's see if that does anything for it, and we'll head into game 4. So our job was to win game 2. We can't go down 3-1. Our new job, gentlemen, is to win game 4. You won game 2. I told you it was your job, and you won 7-1. So again, forget the Stanley Cup, forget round 1. All your job is, the only thing you need to be concerned with whatsoever, clear your entire mind. Forget about everything except how to make a Krabby Patty. Whatever that, what was that? How did that episode go again? Hold on, I'm busy doing hockey here. Clear your mind of everything. Forget everything except except winning game 4. That is your job. Go out and do your job. First period, 2-1 Vegas. Hooten scores on like the second shot of the game. Ratu comes back with a shorthanded goal. Thank you very much. And Barron on the 4th line restores the Vegas lead. Down 2-1 after 20. Power play Vancouver. Killed off. Second period ends 2-1. Shots 25-22 for Vegas, and we're down by 1. Third period action, here we go. Clear your minds, gentlemen, for everything. Well, fine, that's what it was, fine dining. Clear your mind of everything except for fine dining. Let's go. No scoring through the first 10 minutes. We're getting shots on net. Still 2-1 into the final moments here. 5 minutes to go. There it is, Dylan Montoya. His first of the postseason. He loves fine dining. Final 2 minutes, 30 seconds. We're off to overtime thanks to Dylan Montoya. He will take your coat, sir. Shots are 35-34 through regulation, and we're headed to overtime. Your hats, sir. Not your coat, sir. Your hats, sir. Trying to do SpongeBob references on the fly here. Never easy. Game 4 overtime here in Vegas. A goal for the Golden Knights will put them up 3-1. Big save from Jones right there. Headed back to Vancouver. A goal for Vancouver, however, will tie the series at 2 and make it a best of 3, with 2 out of 3 of the next games coming in Vancouver as well, which would be great home ice advantage for us. Defensive zone draw. Fine dining, gentlemen. Clear your mind of everything but fine dining. Vegas wins the draw. Donsk, good break up. Kravchenko, very nice. Up to Quinn Hughes now. Hughes pets in. That way, here we go into Vegas territory. Set it up. Set it up, Quinn. Lundqvist! God, hits off his own man. I think I hit off Lekaramaki. Here comes Eichel. Broken up. Eckler. Whoa! Just a piece of the glove there for Hunter Jones. Lekaramaki breaks that pass up as well. There, very good decision from Hughes to skate behind the net as well. Gets up to Lundqvist. Let's change the line. Frederick Lundqvist. 4 on us with 4 being quadruple teamed. Gets it on net and Comesso hangs on. Let me just also turn up the sliders, by the way. The shooting sliders need to be turned up while we're in game. Let's go. Dylan Montoya down that 4th line. Got a huge clutch goal to tie this game up. Don't let it be squandered. Let's get one right here. Second line's out for an offensive zone draw. Pedersen loses it to Eichel, though. Fagimo in the corner. In front. Good pats it with juicy rebound, but Hughes clears it. Very good. Don't skate away, Sador. Don't skate away from the puck. That's what we hate here. Hughes, nice little spin. Whoa. A little bit of little ballet there from the captain. Kravchenko gets by a couple of his men as well. Junior Sador. Come on, let's go, Junior Mint. Come on. Shoot, Bello. Oh, short angle shot. That almost found a way through. But Comesso just got a shoulder on it and goes into the netting. First line coming out for the defensive zone draw. Markstrom loses that one. Boqvist with all the time in the world! Big save, Jones! Oh my goodness, where's the team? All 5 players just stay on the right side and give Boqvist a clear path to the net. Gets it across to Huitinen, and now into the middle, it's Jack Eichel. Eichel gets past his man and into the neutral zone. It's by 1, but not by 2. Lundqvist, picked up by Markstrom. There you go, reaching back. Shoot! Oh, what a goal! Stefan Markstrom! The Silver Surfer finishes in overtime! Wow! Reaches back, picks up the puck, skates in, and just, wow, claps home the howitzer. Why not? Stefan Markstrom. Bing, 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 laser beam. This series is tied at 2. We're headed back to Vancouver with a best of 3 coming our way. Stefan Markstrom by 1 and then just boom. Lets it go. Ankle breaker, Stefan Markstrom. What a way to finish it in overtime. Boom. Whew. Scary, scary time. Didn't want to go down 3-1. It was a must-win game, and we won it. Shots end 40-39, and we take it 3-2 in overtime. A ginormous win for us. Game 2 and Game 4, I said it was your job to win, and they won both those games, outscoring Vegas 10-3 across them. Now we head into Game 5 with it being a best 2 out of 3. Home ice advantage at Rogers Arena. I got nothing to say, gentlemen. Let's go out there and do it. Game 5, Round 1 at home off a big 3-2 victory. Momentum in our favor. Keep those good feelings and bring them back home in front of the thousands of screaming fans at Rogers Arena. First period, 3-0 Vancouver. Do it for the fans out there. Quinn Hughes, the captain, opens it up. Noah Dobson on the power play. That's what we want to see from that first unit. And Owen Tippett just contributing consistently throughout this first round. Shots 14-6 through 20. Huitinen comes right back to start the second period, and it ends 4-2. 2-1 Vegas period. Huitinen scores, make it 3-1. Markstrom on the power play, that's our second power play goal, makes it 4-1. Then Jack Eichel has been a monster this series. Cuts our lead back down to 2. Shots now 21-18, much closer. It's a 2-goal game. Power play Vancouver to start the period. It's Noah Dobson! Let's go, Noah! 5-2. It's his second of the night, both on power play. And Tage Thompson, his first postseason goal as a Canuck. I think he has a couple of Stanley Cups with Buffalo in this franchise mode. He wants one more. A couple of Vegas power plays get killed off. 4-goal lead. Make the extra point is good. Tage Thompson gets his second of the postseason and his second in the same period. 7-2 Vancouver, and we are now just 1 win away. What a moment. Shots end 39-26. 3 stars in this one. Markstrom a goal and 2 assists. Hughes a goal and 2 assists. Tippett a goal and an assist. Tage Thompson 2 goals. Hunter Jones lets in 2 and gets another dub. And that's 7 points in 5 games from Elias Pettersson as well. From on the brink of going down 3-1, we are now up 3-2, headed back to T-Mobile Arena with a chance to close it out in Vegas. Gentlemen, do your job. Do your job. Close it out. I'll see you in round 2. Let's get it on. First period, 0-0. Vegas reeling after allowing 7 last game, but they go a period without allowing any this time. 17 shots on net from Vegas, though. They're fighting hard. Second period, 2-0 Vancouver. Kravchenko and Ratu. 2 goals coming less than a minute and a half apart early in the second period. We're being outshot 29-22, and we lead 2-0. 20 minutes away from going through to round number 2 and eliminating Vegas in 6. 5 minutes in, Forbes, he hasn't done much this series. He makes it a 2-1 game. Just like that, it's a tight one with 12 minutes to go. Vegas leading in the shots as we're at the halfway point, and it's a power play for Vegas, and there it's Gavrikov scoring just as the power play expires. 5 minutes to go. We've squandered the 2-goal lead, but it's not done yet. 2 minutes left, final minute, 12 seconds. We're off to overtime. Shots end 43-32 for Vegas. They've put a ton on net. Hunter Jones makes 41 saves on 43 shots, but it's not enough as this game is tied at 2 and we couldn't get any past Comesso in that third period. From up 2-0 to now tied at 2, we're headed back to overtime in Las Vegas. Overtime at T-Mobile Arena. A goal for Vancouver pushes them through to round number 2 and eliminates Vegas, but a goal for the Golden Knights will push this series to 7 back in Vancouver. Eklund coming in, can't get through, the Hughes, that is. Very good. One-timer scores, Francis Forbes. His second of the night. And from up 2-0, we lose 3-2. Eichel a shot, Jones turns away the rebound, and then the one-timer, barely even see the highlight, the replay. Shots end 45-32. Hunter Jones can't do it all, man. He can't do it all. He can't do it all. Just like that, we're off to 7 now. We are off to 7. Do we want to change anything up here? Lekaramaki, maybe? I gave him his chance around Game 3. Now we're at Game 7. He hasn't been using it well. Lundqvist, where have you been? The guy... Here we go. Don't get me started on these EA rants. The guy scores 60 goals, and he has 1. Yeah, 6 points in 6 games. That's great. But he has 60 goals in 79 games, and he scores 1 in 6. Markstrom, who scored 16 goals, has 3 times as many. 1 goal, 1 assist from Lekaramaki, you're finished. Tippett 3 and 3, Pettersson 1 and 6, Ratu 3 and 1. Tjupkin goal and 2 assists, even Thompson, put Coles. I'm scared to change anything on the second line. It's been so good. Unless spreading the wealth would be a good strategy. But Thompson, Markstrom, and Lundqvist would be that first line now. Thompson's a scorer, 4.5-star shooting. Is that the one change? +4 +1, +2 +5, -2 and 0. Arvidsson, Stefan Arvidsson. Come on, Stefan. In goaltending, Hunter Jones with his .934 save percentage. Just continuing to add to the legend that is Hunter Jones. Career .926 in the postseason now through 66 appearances. Because what I was originally thinking was Tippett Lekaramaki swap, which is what I don't want to do. But what if I switch the 2 of them here and then switch down Lekaramaki and Thompson? Lekaramaki 1 to 3, Thompson 3 to 2, Tippett 2 to 1. Okay, we'll do that. That'll be our one change, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be the one change. As it all comes down to this. 50-win season. A couple years removed from winning the Stanley Cup. One of the best teams in the NHL. A 60-goal scorer. A 90-assist player. Other great talent throughout. Game 7 at home here in round 1. Here we go. Game 7, round 1. Gentlemen, go out there and do your job. You did your job in Game 2. You did your job in Game 4. Go out there and do your job in Game 7 in front of the home fans. Make them proud. First period, 2-0 Vancouver, all right. Tage Thompson up on that second line. 2 goals from the second line. Thompson, 3 minutes and 19 seconds in. And then Atu Ratu with 3 seconds left. That's huge for momentum here. Shots are 15-12 after 20, and we lead 2-0. Second period now, 3-1, goal apiece. Bortolo makes it a 1-goal game. But then again, the second line. All 3 goals coming from our second line. Elias Pettersson makes it 3-1. Shots are 26-25 for Vegas. The last time we went into a third period with a 2-goal lead, we lost by allowing 3 unanswered, including the OT winner. With a 2-goal lead, gentlemen, you've learned from your mistakes. Go out there, add to it, get to 7 if you want. Why not? But do your job. Third period action in Vancouver. Oh, and Tippett on the first line. Yes, there are the changes coming to fruition. 4-1 Vancouver. It's a 3-goal cushion now. Power play Canucks to put it to bed. Frederick Lundqvist, welcome to the party, Frederick Lundqvist. Putting it to bed. Atu Ratu another. Whew, we survived the scare and we're off to round 2. I was really scared about that one. Vancouver wins 6-1 the final, ending on the power play. With shots ending 38-33. Hunter Jones take a bow, making 32 saves. Atu Ratu, 2 goals and an assist. Elias Pettersson, a goal and 3 assists. Look at these numbers from the top 6 after making those changes. 4, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. There you go. The only players with no points, like Lekaramaki on the third line, didn't work out for him. No goals, no points on 2 shots. Did everyone else in the top 6 get at least a point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Everyone in the top 6 getting at least 1 point. 6-1 victory, and we're off to the second round for the 4th consecutive season in a row, and for the 5th consecutive postseason in a row. On top of that, the 7th postseason out of our 9 that we've made so far through 10 years, that we make it to at least the second round or further. Wow, let's take a moment here. 11 points in 7 games for Elias Pettersson, who scored 94 on the season. Markstrom and Hughes both with 9 points, very good. Dobson with 8, you love to see a big bounce back from him. Lundqvist only 2 goals but 8 points. Ratu with 5 goals to lead the way. Rocket Ratu, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points plus 7. Tippett with 7, Thompson with 4, Montoya with 3, Podkolzin, Tjupkin also with 3, Kravchenko, Lekaramaki, and Hronik with 2. Lekaramaki still -3 there. Dominguez, 1 point, -1. Wallace, 1 point and a +3. Arvidsson, 1 assist, -1. Nothing from Junior Sidor. And Hunter Jones goes 4-1-1 with a .940 save percentage and 2.04 goals against average. Now bringing his career postseason numbers to 43, 16, and 6, .926 save percentage, 2.47 goals against average. This guy was made in a lab somewhere, and I'm loving every moment of it. clear your head of everything but fine dining. There we go. That's what you got to do. Just clear your head. Heading through to round number 2, our opponent will be the Anaheim Ducks, who eliminated us in 7 games last year. Oh boy, what's our history with Anaheim? So we played Anaheim 3 times before. Round 1 of year 3, beating them in 6 and going on to lose in the Stanley Cup Final. Round 2 of year 5, beating them in 4 and going on to win the Stanley Cup. And last year, round 2 of year 9, losing in 7 games. If I remember correctly, I think I tried to block out as much as possible. I think it was Game 7 overtime with some disgusting AI performances, but I tried to block it out. Could it be that it was Quinn Hughes? I don't know. Let's try and forget it. The Ducks went 41, 30, and 11 on the season. So one of the last teams in the entire league, I would think, to make the postseason. And they beat the President's Trophy winning Kraken. Get eliminated in 5 games to the Ducks, who we now face. Lovely. Oh my. Oh boy, here we go. The Anaheim Ducks. How does this lineup look in 2033, a year after facing them last year? So Zegras, Howe, and Terry on that top line. A lot of X factors. Great chemistry, I would think. Troy Terry at 35 years of age, 7 points in 5 games. Tanner Howe with 6 and 5, and Zegras with 4 and 5. Second line, Kulich, Leo Carlson, and McTavish. 6, 3, and 5 points in 5 games, respectively. Formenton, who would probably be in prison at this point, as well as Bjorkstrand and Desruisseau. Or would it be Desruisseau? That's it. The R-U-I makes it Rui. Desruisseau. Thomas Desruisseau on the third line. Ishakov, that's what it is. Yeah, now over in the KHL. Dvorsky and Connor McMichael on the fourth line here in Anaheim. Defensively, Zellweger and Drysdale on the top pair. Drysdale 2 assists plus 1. Zellweger, they eat big minutes though, both like 25, 26 plus. Piero Zabotal and Kuhlman's on the second pair. Logan Stanley at a 75 overall, and Dylan Sandberg on the third pair. Jody Piero Zabotal, at one time a player we were thinking about drafting and thinking about trading for as well. And here he is in Anaheim. Goaltending, it is Blomqvist, Joel Blomqvist. Channel legend with the Pittsburgh Penguins series, Joel Blomqvist. Here he is at an 81 overall. Of course, he goes 34, 24, and 7, a 900 save percentage, 3.29 goals against average, and he now, let's see his numbers to eliminate the best team in the NHL. Let's see him. Okay, 917 save percentage, which is good, but 3 goals against average, 4 and 1. They took them down in 5 games. Michael DiPietro backing him up, and they do have, Ludwig Karlsson, injury to Ludwig Karlsson. He hasn't played at all this postseason yet, 54 points in 80 games, and yet to play this postseason. He's an 86 overall centerman, so let's see when he's coming back. He will return July. Okay, he's out the entire postseason, so Ludwig Karlsson will not be returning to the postseason for Anaheim. Okay, so just like that, here we go. Game 1, round 2, a rematch of 2032. The Ducks took us down in 7, and they went on to lose in the Stanley Cup Final, if I'm remembering correctly. So let's do it. Game 1, round 2 at Rogers Arena. Let's keep up that same momentum, that same passion. Big wins and close losses in round 1. The Anaheim Ducks, they took down the Kraken. I don't know, they were tired there, or I don't know what they were. We know that we can beat the Ducks. We're stronger on paper. We're stronger in many places. Let's go out and do our jobs. First period, and it's 1-1 after 20. Tiyupkin opens it up just a little over 5 minutes in, and Bjorkstrand ties it with 3 minutes to go. Shots 13-11 for the Ducks. Second period, 3-1 Vancouver. Thank you very much. Power play goal from the captain, Quinn Hughes, and Owen Tippett up on the top line. Love those changes. Little changes when they come to fruition, and they actually give you positive results. It feels good as a GM here in franchise mode. Shots 24-22 for Anaheim through 40. 2-goal lead. We've squandered those before, as we see with Tanner Howe scoring 35 seconds into the period on the power play. It's now a 1-goal game, but Frederick Lundqvist with his third of the postseason. Then Leo Carlsson brings it right back to a 1-goal game, and Montoya right back to a 2-goal game. 5-3 Vancouver, 4 goals scored in the first less than 7 minutes. 2-goal lead in the final 6 minutes now. Shots pretty even. We're pulling away a little bit. 3 minutes to go. The Ducks are still down by 2. I don't think they have enough in them here. No, that'll be it as we win 5-3. Thanks to Lundqvist and Montoya here in the third period. Who took that penalty, though? Who took that penalty early on? Oh, it was a second period power play carried over. Hughes elbowing. All right. 5-3 the final to win game 1. Lundqvist and Hughes both a goal and 2 assists apiece for first and second star honors respectively. And the Swedish chef, Stefan Markstrom, the Silver Surfer with his silver afro, getting third star honors, excuse me. All right, in the AHL, we're also on to round number 2. as we are facing the Sharks AHL squad. Alrighty, they went 38, 29, and 5. Here we are for Game 2, still at home. Let's keep it rolling. No need to stop here for a moment. I want to keep these postseason episodes going as fluidly as possible. First period, 2-1 Vancouver here in the first period. Oh, and Tippett, look at this man, 34 years of age. He keeps scoring almost every game. Opening it up 2.5 minutes in, drives down the power play, ties it, and then Lundqvist, who is finally finding his goal-scoring touch again, makes it 2-1 Vancouver. Shots 15-8. Whoa! Second period, 3 goals from the Ducks. Zegras, Sandberg, and Formenton from Guantanamo. Shots 26-20 for the Canucks through 40. But we're down by 2 after Jones allows 3. He's going to have those periods sometime. We need to be able to answer back and support him. Yes, Elias Pettersson, making it a 4-3 game. Down by 1, but Formenton gets another one. 5-3 Ducks, power play Anaheim as well now. We kill it off, down by 2 in the final 10 minutes of the third, and Leo Carlsson's going to put it out of reach. 6-3 Ducks, and we'll split the games at home to make it a best of 5 headed to Anaheim. Power play Canucks killed off, and that'll be all she wrote. 6-3 Anaheim, the end of this one. Shots end tied at 36. Formenton, 2 goals, getting him first star. Carlsson, goal and an assist, and Kulich with 2 assists, giving him third star honors. Yeah, all right. So 5-3 win and 6-3 loss to tie this series at 1, headed to Honda Center in Anaheim. Game 3 of round 2. It's a big one to see who's going to take the lead and have a massive opportunity in Game 4 to take a 3-1 series lead. First period, 2-2. Couple goals from both sides here. Montoya and then Lundqvist on the power play a minute and 1 second later. But then Leo Carlsson on the power play himself, and Kulich with less than a minute left in the period. Shots 13-8. 2 from us, 2 from them, tied at 2. Second period, whoa, 6-3, let's go! Bjorkstrand makes it 3-2 Ducks, but then Lundqvist, Dominguez, Tiyupkin, and Lundqvist again. That's a hat trick now for Lundqvist within 25 minutes and 6 seconds. 25 minutes and 6 seconds for Lundqvist to score a hat trick. Finally, the 60-goal scorer has woken up. And goals from the bottom 6 to boot. 6-3 Vancouver after 40. Will that be enough? Outshooting Anaheim 30-20. Power play killed off early in the third period. The Ducktings get back into this ASAP, but I'm not seeing it from them. Halfway through the period, make that the extra point once again. That's our third game of the playoffs, scoring 7 goals. Make it 8 as Hughes scores his second. Even strength then on the power play. Is that a hat trick from him as well? Did he? No, that's just 2 from Hughes. Just 2. Kravchenko with 1. Can we get to double digits? 9-3. No, we'll stop there. 9-3 the final. What a way to open it up at the Honda Center. Shots end 41-25. And we win 9-3 in magnificent fashion. 3 goals and an assist for Lundqvist. 2 goals and 2 assists from the captain. And 4 assists. The Swedish chef cooking up a storm in the kitchen. 4 apples from him. And we have now 17 points in 10 games for Quinn Hughes to lead the way. 2-1 series lead and a massive opportunity at Honda Center to take a 3-1 series back home to Vancouver. But after being embarrassed by a 6-goal margin at home, the Ducks will want to answer back in a big way. They had a good first period. They fell apart in the second. Let's see what they have to answer the call here. First period, 1-0 Vancouver to start Game 4. Stefan Markstrom, after getting 4 assists last game, says, hey, let me pot one myself. Shots 11-6 for the Ducks through 20, but we lead 1-0. Second period, Hronek starts with a goal, and then Sador, just 8 seconds later, makes it 3-0. Then Kulich scores at 16:29, so that's been over about 16 and a half minutes since the last goal end off the second period. 3-1 Vancouver, and shots 21-18 for the Ducks through 40. Nice rare goal from Filip Hronek. We love to see that from one of the veterans of this squad. He's been here for all 10 seasons that we've been at the reins of the Canucks franchise. 2-goal lead. We've been scared of these before. Power play Ducks halfway through the third, but Tage Thompson with a shorthanded goal. Leo Carlsson brings the game back to 2. Power play Vancouver, though, killed off by the Ducks. Power play once again. Ratu with a power play goal to put it out of reach. The Ducks shoot themselves in the foot with those penalties, and that'll be all shoot. Oh, wait. Was that just the second period? What's going on? Okay, that was some sort of glitch. Shots end 34-32 for the Ducks. I don't know what happened there, but we win 5-2. Yeah, it was the third period. Everyone saw that, right? We win 5-2. Thank you very much. Hunter Jones, the first star honors with 32 saves. Markstrom a goal and an assist. And Kuhlman's the first star from a Duck. 2 assists from him to get third star honors. This is the first time this series. So after splitting the games at home, we win both games on the road, outscoring Anaheim 14-5. And now we have a chance to close it out at home at Rogers Arena in Game 5 here to move on to face either the Wild or the Blues in the Western Conference Final, if we can get there, and to avenge our Game 7 loss last season. All we got to do is not lose 3 in a row. Gentlemen, go out there and do your job in front of the home fans. Get it done ASAP. Let's rest up, and let's put this series behind us. First period, Game 5. Ducks are up 1-0. Bjorkstrand with just 2 shots for the Ducks. What? Shots are 18-2. Multiplying it by 9. I don't know what word that would be. 9 times as many shots, and we're down 1-0. Second period, 2-2. All right, Thompson on the power play, then Kulich on the power play, and Siupkin ties it. Shots are 31-8, more than tripling the shots, and we're tied at 2 through 40, 31-8. All right, final 20 minutes. Power play Ducks to start off. 5-on-3 Ducks. Hey, Tanner Howell makes it 3-2, 3 goals. And McTavish, 4 goals on 12 shots. We're still almost tripling the shots with 34. And we're down by 2. And now a ridiculous performance like that is going to have them push this series to 6. Shots in this one end 38-20. More penalties being taken. More penalties. Yeah, 4 minor penalties. That's great. Well done. Great. All 3 stars from the Ducks. Blomqvist makes 36 saves. And the Ducks push this series to 6 back at the Honda Center. But we love the Honda Center. We outscored Anaheim 14-5, we said, right? We love the Honda Center. Game 6 in Anaheim. Now here's what I'm going to say. Absolutely, you got to do your job. To go through to face the Wild in the Western Conference Final. In the East, it could be Washington and Detroit. Now we definitely got to do our jobs. No losing and going to Game 7 and having them claw their way back, and somehow they're doing this after what they did to Seattle. They're going to beat the 1 and 2 seed in the NHL? I don't think so. Honda Center in Anaheim, Game 6. Win this, and we're off to the Western Conference Final. Come on now. Gentlemen, do your job. You know how to do it. You've done it before. You've answered the call before. Listen to my voice and do it once again. First period, and it's 2-1 Ducks. Tanner Howell on the power play. I love these penalties. Right as soon as the puck drops, Montoya hooking, a minute and a half in. That's it. Howell on the power play. Ratu ties it after he took a... actually, no, it was before he took his penalty, right? And 75 overall, Logan Stanley scoring for the Ducks. Shots are 14-9 for Anaheim, and we're down 2-1 after 20. I'm going to let it... should I let it run? No, I'm going to sim it. And it's still 2-1. All right, still 2-1 after 40. Shots are 25-18 for the Ducks, and we're down by 1 with 20 minutes left. Let's go. Top 6, I'm looking at you. Jonathan Lekaramaki, I'm looking at you. Third period in Anaheim. Get back in this game. Let's close it out. Owen Tippett, thank you very much, tying it at 2. Come on now. 5 minutes in. Power play Anaheim again. Extended power play. Turn receivers! Come on. Stop the penalties. Do your job. 5 minutes ago, Tage Thompson ties it at 3. Let's go. 2 minutes left. Final minute. Don't you dare. We're off to overtime. Shots end 39-29. Thank you, Tage Thompson, up in that top 6 for tying this game at 3. Deadline acquisition. Couldn't have done it without him. Tippett checking from behind. But at least he got the goal before he did it. I don't know. We're off to overtime for the first time in this series in Anaheim. Overtime here at the Honda Center. A goal for the Ducks will push this series to 7 back in Vancouver for a winner-take-all for the Western Conference Final. But a goal for the Canucks will send them through to round 3. How Terry, big save from Jones, stretching across the crease to make that one, and we'll get the face-off. The top 4 point scorers, you see that graphic right there? The top 4 point scorers in the playoffs are all from Vancouver. Did I see that right? That's crazy. Defensive zone draw, Ducks win it. Drysdale broken up by Lundqvist, but then he does nothing with it. Terry setting it up. Zellweger just slides through traffic, but Jones makes the save. That entire glove side was open, but thankfully Zellweger didn't hit his mark. Owen Tippett on net. Owen, let's go. Keeping it. Hughes. Kravchenko back past Lundqvist. Hughes. Lundqvist, shoot, boys! I forgot. Okay, again, I gotta put the slider up. All these great looks and no one taking shots. Would anything have changed if I put the slider up in that moment? I don't know. I guess I have to remind everyone in the next TV timeout to say, hey guys, don't forget to shoot more than cycle, okay? Oh, shoot more than cycle. Okay, thank you. Defensive zone draw for Pettersson. Can he win this one? No, he can't. Carlson, Drysdale, Zellweger, Kulich. Broken up. There we go. Tage, don't skate to the left. Skate forward. Look for true north. Here comes Ratu. Ratu in the corner, drawing a couple players into him. In front, Pettersson. Can't get the shot off again, though. Oh, that one made it through traffic. Got stopped by Blomqvist. Pettersson still has it now to the point. Dobson! Blocker save. At least we're getting it on net. That's what we want to see. Markstrom, can he win a face-off now? Defensive zone against Bjorkstrand. No, still losing every face-off here. One-timer. That's the game winner right there. Blocked by Quinn Hughes. Very important block. Now here we come the other way. Markstrom with the puck. Gives it to Lundqvist. Lets the shot go, but it's blocked. Kravchenko keeps it in. Hughes. Markstrom, shoot! And it's a weak one, but Blomqvist will save it. Hamburg to Ishakov. Poked by Wallace, but finds his way through. Blocker save Jones. Ratu into Anaheim territory with a player on his back. Still has it in front. Pettersson stop. Scramble in the crease, and the Ducks clear it out. Along the boards into Vancouver territory. Slips by a couple. Still has it in the corner. In front. Dervisseau's shot goes wide. And trip. There we go. Finally. As I was changing lines, we got a power play in our favor. Finally. It's been ugly 5v5 AI play. Captain Troy Terry off the box. 2 for tripping. Could the captain have just eliminated his team? We'll see with this power play opportunity. Who did he trip? It was Podkolzin, of course. Postseason Podkolzin drawing a big penalty there. We're 25.8 on the power play here in the postseason. First unit is out for the forwards, second unit for the defense. All right, 13-13 to go. It means I've been watching almost 7 minutes of horrible AI action as Sandberg almost puts it into his own net. We're 0 for 1 with 2 shots in the power play tonight. Did I read that correctly? 0 for 1 with 2 shots or 0 for 2 with 1 shot? Either way, nothing too special. All right, Wallace up to Lundqvist. Let's set something up. Frederick Lundqvist, windmill over nobody, and doesn't get a shot away. Sandberg over to McMichael, and they'll clear it down. Here comes Tippett again now. Almost a minute left in the power play. Tippett, let that go! All right, it's a shot on net at least. It's turned aside. Wallace with space in front. Oh, big shot from Pettersson. But it's a glove save from Blomqvist. Well done. Finally, a well-orchestrated play that turned into a scoring opportunity. Pettersson wins the face-off to Lekaramaki. Let's go. Enter the zone and set something up. And he gives it away. Very good. But hold on. Pettersson fights for it. Look at the man in front. Pettersson scores! Elias Pettersson! It's a weak backhand, but we'll take it! The Vancouver Canucks are through to the Western Conference Final. Game 6 OT winner. The captain, Troy Terry, took the penalty. His hair is coming through his helmet. Drew Commesso losing his hair. Visors are coming off their helmets. It's 2024! How is the game? Okay, I'll hold it back. Oh, Hughes and Terry shaking hands. After losing in 7 to Anaheim last year, we win in 6. Overtime winner from Elias Pettersson. Who else? He has been incredible, and he continues the torrid pace that he's been on. As Hunter Jones makes big saves throughout as well. 45 saves from Hunter Jones. We got outshot 48-40, but win 4-3 the final to book our ticket to the Western Conference Final to face the Minnesota Wild. Whew, so we're off to the Western Conference Final for the 6th time through our 10 years here in Vancouver and through our 9 postseason berths. In our last 5 Western Conference Finals appearances, we are 3-2. We've made 3 Stanley Cup Finals, winning 2 Stanley Cups, and we've lost twice. So we're 3-2 in the Western Conference Final through our last 5 appearances. This is our 6th appearance through 9 postseason berths. I think that's something to be proud of. Through our 13 games so far, Stefan Markstrom has 19 points, Lundqvist and Hughes both with 17, Pettersson with 15, and Tippett with 13. 5 point-per-game plus players, 3 7-goal scorers in Lundqvist, Tippett, and Ratu. Dobson, 12, Ratu with 11 points. Tage Thompson, 6 goals and 8 points. Love to see it. Even Marian Tupin getting in on the action. 6 points from him. Same for Dylan Montoya. 1 goal, 5 points, -4 from Jonathan Lekaramaki, who scored 93 points on the season. I don't know what to say. Kravchenko, 4 points and a +7. Podkolzin with 4. Sador with 4. Dominguez with 4. Hronik with 3, Wallace 2 points and a +7, Arvidsson 2 points and an even ±, and of course, all rise for His Royal Highness Hunter Jones, 8-3-1 with a .917 save percentage and 2.75 goals against average. Ooh, to be our rock so far. So the last time we made it to the Western Conference Final was 2 years ago, the season in which we won our last Stanley Cup. We're facing the Minnesota Wild here in 2033. We have yet to face the Wild through our entire franchise mode series with Vancouver. So let's check out their lineup here in 2033. The Minnesota Wild have a first line of Matt Boldy, Marco Rossi, and Kirill Kaprizov at 36 years of age. Danila Yurov, Brad Lambert, and Zion Nyback on the second line. Jesper Boqvist, Riley Heidt, and Simon Knack on the third, Kasper Halttunen, Jan Jenik, and Ty Karti on the fourth. Interesting. So not the flashiest overalls. Top line, of course. But you have an 82 on the second line. You have an 80 on the third line. Not super, super flashy. But Boldy, point per game, 12 and 12. Marco Rossi, 11 and 12. And Kaprizov, 10 goals, 13 points in 12 games he's been carrying. Data 782 Hall of Fame, Kirill Kaprizov back in our NHL 21 Minnesota Wild franchise mode series. That was a fun time. Yurov, 1 goal, 6 points. That's tough. He's been hurting the Wild there. 4 goals, 7 points from Brad Lambert, and only 4 points from Zion Nybeck. So I'm very curious. I don't know. Somehow the third line, though. The second line, nothing special. But the third line, 7 points, 10 points, and 10 points. Defensively, they have Damon Hunt. Their entire defensive core is between 78 and 83 overall. Damon Hunt playing 24.5 minutes per night has 5 points and a +7. Kalen Addison is back in Minnesota. 5 assists and a +6, playing 25.43 per night. Eric Brandstrom and Samuel Bolduc, one of our rocks as of late in our live stream San Francisco Starfleet expansion franchise mode series. 2 goals, 2 assists, +2, 20 minutes per night, or 19.5. 3 goals, 7 points from Brandstrom, +5. And the third pair, Justin Barron, 2 assists, -3, 16 penalty minutes. All right, that's where they struggle a bit more. And Jackson Lacombe with 2 assists, -3 as well. But I don't know how they're surviving as long as they have. Is it Jesper Wallstedt? Not even. 89 overall, but a .901 save percentage and 3.15 goals against average after a solid season. Not the greatest postseason. So-so, yeah, not horrible. Backed up by Serge Vermette. Scratches are Antonio Stranges, Giovanni Smith, and Robbie Fabry. All right, so it's a bit of an odd team. Seems as though Kirill Kaprizov is really carrying, but that third line is solid. The defense is getting EA'd in a good way, where you have 81 overalls. We're going to play 25 minutes per night and do as well as a 90 overall. The Minnesota Wild swept through Dallas and then took down the Blues in 5, so they are 8-1 through the postseason so far. Wow, so they're well rested, they're ready to go. And over in the East, it's Washington versus Detroit for the Eastern Conference Final. So just advancing a couple days here to get on to the next round, and here we are. The Wild went 47, 27, and 8 on the season. Down in the AHL, we got eliminated. That's unfortunate. 5 goals, 7 points in 7 games from Kalle Engqvist, who led the team in scoring. So I think we're ready to run it. I gotta say, I am very concerned with the Jonathan Lekaramäki's lack of production. I'd almost put him 4th line and just bring up, I don't know, Montoya's doing better. The guy has 3 goals, 3 assists, +6. Lekaramäki, 1 goal, 4 assists, -4. Would that wake him up, maybe? Could that be an idea? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say, let's go crazy. I'm doing it. Lekaramäki, Sador, Dominguez, 4th line. Maybe that'll wake him up somehow. But Colson's going to stay out here. Even he's doing better with a +1 at least, with Tyupkin and Montoya. We're going to go from there. It's more that I'm promoting Montoya than I'm demoting Lekaramäki. But it works out that Lekaramäki is basically just taking up space there at the time, for the time being. He'll have to earn a spot back into the top 9 if he wants to be there for hopefully this round and then the next. Game 1, Round 3, 2033 Western Conference Final, Vancouver and Minnesota. First time these two teams face off in I don't know how long, but the first time this entire franchise mode series. We got to hold down Kirill Kaprizov and do our thing, tear through that defense, break down the wall of Jesper Wallstedt, and do our jobs. First period, 3-0 Vancouver, exactly what I asked for. Lundqvist on the power play, and then look at this. Dominguez on the 4th line, and Tyupkin on the 3rd line. The 2 lines that saw changes. We'll take it. Shots 13-8 through 20, and then Halden scores in the first shot of the second period, and that'll be a 3-1 game as we sim through it, and of course it's 3-3, of course. Kirill Kaprizov scores his 11th goal through 14 games, and then Halttunen gets his second of the period from up 3-0 to tied 3-3. A choke of a second period. I forgot to mention Hunter Jones against his old team. The team that drafted him and traded him to Vancouver. We're going to break that down after this game. We're going to get back to that. Shots 28-18 after 40. There's Kaprizov's second goal of the game. 12 goals in 14 games. From up 3-0 to down 4-3 as we choke a 3-goal lead. Let's go. Power play Vancouver. Killed off. Power play mini. Killed off. 5 minutes ago, we give up a goal. The Jackson Lacombe on the 3rd pair defense. Okay, Quinn Hughes, the captain, brings us back. There's 1 after 5 unanswered. Tage Thompson shorthanded on the power play against us. 30 seconds. Okay, we're off to overtime. What a ridiculous game this has been. Do your jobs, for goodness sake. Come on. 5 unanswered. Kaprizov gets 2. Thompson shorthanded goal. Getting us back, huge from him. But who's taking these penalties? Dobson cross-checking. which was the penalty that gave Thompson the chance to get the shorthanded goal. At least there's that. Shots end 45-27, and it's a 5-5 game headed into overtime. From up 3-0 to tied 3-3 to down 5-3 to tied 5-5. Roller coaster of a game, massive choke job, but we're not done yet. Overtime here in Vancouver. The first game in overtime in Vancouver this postseason, if I'm not mistaken, right? A goal. Whoever scores next puts their team up 1-0 in this Western Conference Final. Here we go. Boldy can't get through his man. Kravchenko breaks it up. Nicely done along the boards to Markstrom. Stefan Markstrom skating around to the point. It's Quinn Hughes. Look on net. Markstrom, Kravchenko, and it's a giveaway. All right. I was waiting to just for a moment to break in the action. Let me just turn those shooting sliders up. And now, oh, hold on. Break. Oh, my. Oh, the squandered chance in Vancouver in the offensive zone. 2-on-1 back the other way. Break up the pass with a crazy batting down the saucer pass. But then a hat trick from Kaprizov. 13 goals in 14 games now. A hat trick to win it in overtime. As he gets it on the second one. No one covering Kaprizov. Why would they? The captain, leading goal scorer. No, don't cover him. Don't cover him, Quinn. What a joke. 6 goals on 28 shots. We get 5 on 45, which is fine. What a joke. From up 3-0, we allow 6 goals on 28 shots. Hunter Jones, don't let it get in your head that they're their old team, Hunter Jones. Don't let that get in your head. So speaking of Hunter Jones and his history with Minnesota Wild, Jones was drafted by the Wild back in the second round of 2019. We traded for Jones when he was being disrespected by the Wild organization. He'd been in the AHL for years, and just 8 NHL appearances through all those seasons. In 2027-28, he was an 84 overall, playing in the AHL. We traded for him to be not necessarily our backup goalie, but to kind of share the crease. We traded Silovs. Here's the trade on your screen right here. Massive shout out to Dan, who keeps the Canucks Google Sheet going. Link for that is in the description if you want all the history of our trades, our signings, and everything. I'm not sure if it's been super kept up to date, but I think up to like 2032 it's up to date. So Dan does that all in his own time. Massive thank you to him. And if we look at that trade back on March 7th of 2028, we traded Shilovs, Zach Jones, basically 7th, 8th defenseman, and a 4th and a 7th to Minnesota for Hunter Jones, who was an 84 overall at 27 years of age, playing in the AHL, with 2 years left, or 1 year after that one, making $800K league minimum. We brought him to Vancouver. In 13 games, he went 6-5-2 with a shutout, and in the playoffs, from the AHL to the NHL, had the greatest goaltending postseason in NHL history, going 16-4-2 with 8 shutouts, a .942 save percentage, and 1.95 goals against average, bringing us to our first Stanley Cup in franchise history. It was an incredible story. From there, he's been great throughout. He's been our starter ever since. So Hunter Jones, he's facing a team that never gave him the chance, that kept him buried in the AHL. And in his first postseason start against his old team, they try to come out here and embarrass him with 6 goals against. Now he's playing angry. So let's hang on to that fire and bring it to Game 2. Let's tie this series up. Are we calling it a must-win? Not necessarily, but it's one of those games where, just like in round number 1, I'm telling the team, you got to do your job. Home ice advantage, down 1-0. Do your jobs, gentlemen. Let's do it. Game 2, round 3 at Rogers Arena to tie this series at 1 after I don't even know what to say, a debacle in Game 1. We completely fell off. Wheels just completely fell off. 2-2 after 20. Kravchenko opens up the scoring, and then like 20 seconds later, Boldy ties it. Lekaramaki! There he is on the 4th line getting a goal. Then Boldy scores his second less than a minute later. So Boldy with 2 quick goals to answer our 2 goals. Shots 11-10 mini after 20. We're tied at 2. Second period, and it's 5-3 mini. He's Lekaramaki with his second. 3 goals in the postseason, 2 goals in 5 periods as a 4th liner. 1 goal in what was it again? 1 goal in 13 games as a 3rd liner, middle sixer. Then 2 goals in 5 or 6 periods as a 4th liner. Then Knack, Boldy hat trick, and Kaprizov make it 5-3. Come on, Hunter. Dig deep, Hunter. Find it within yourself and clear your mind of everything but fine dining. Come on. 5-3 mini. It's a 2-goal lead for the Wild. Power play Canucks early in the 3rd period, and Kaprizov scores again. The guy is, what's that now? Is it 15 goals in 15 games? Okay, Owen Tippett brings us back within 2. 10 minutes to go. Owen Tippett makes it 6-4. We've scored 9 goals in 2 games. Only problem is we've allowed 12. 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes, and that'll be all she wrote. Amazing. Shots end 36-32, and we win lose 6-4. Kaprizov 2 goals, 2 assists. Boldy 3 goals. Yep, no problem. No problem. No problem. We score 9 goals in 2 games. That's great. Only problem is we allow 12. Now headed over to the XL Energy Center. Are we making any changes to this lineup? I don't know. Defensively at all? How's the third line? +4, -1, -2, 6, 7, and 1. Defense 8, 9, 9, 9, -3, -2. It's the third pay that's killing us. Of course it is. Arvidsson coming out for Franklin Quint. We got to change something. Franklin Quint. Hunter Jones, I'm leaving you in, but it's your last chance here. Hunter Jones back-to-back allowing 6 goals, but he's gotten us this far. He's had to shake off the rust against his old team, and now in his old home arena for the 8 games that he saw, the XL Energy Center, this is now a must-win game, gentlemen. Game 3, to make it a 2-1 series and put our foot in the door and say, we're not done yet, we have life in this series. We got to see some goals, though. Yes, we've scored 9, but I'm thinking last game. 2 goals from Lekaramaki on the 4th line, not going to be enough. Top 6, let's do it. Game 3 in Minnesota, to get back in this series, let's do our job. First period, it's 2-1 mini early. Justin Barron. It's only Boldy and Kaprizov. Literally only Boldy and Kaprizov. This team has nothing else. Barron opens it up. Hughes ties it. Boldy power play. Shots 15-12 for the Wild after 20. 2-1 mini. Power play Wild to start the period. We kill it off. Second period ends 2-2. Elias Pettersson on the power play. Thank you. All right, we only allow 2 through 40. Woo! Shots 26-25 through 2 periods. Third period all comes down to this. Win this period, win this game. Third period action on the road. We gave them 2 at home. Let's take one from them. 5-on-3 power play squandered. Power play mini killed off. Power play mini again killed off once more. We can't give them those chances. Let's go. Marian Tuyupkin on the third line makes it 3-2. Is that our first lead since game 1? When we were the first period of game 1? 3 minutes to go. Hang on tight. Hunter Jones! 39 saves on 41 shots. Jones is back in it. Big win for him. First star honors in his old barn. Goals, 1 goal and 1 assist for Matt Boldy, a goal for Justin Barron. And we take it 3-2 to get back in this series, making it a 2-1 affair. We're back. We are back. We have life. How did Franklin Quint do, I wonder? Franklin Quint. Minor penalty. Takes a penalty, but even plus minus, so he can stay for 1 more game at least. Okay, all right. Game 4 in Minnesota. We're still in must-win territory. We are still in must-win territory at the XL Energy Center. After losing both at home, let's steal both on the road and make it a best of 3 and turn this series upside down. We can do it. We scored 3 and only allowed 2. Let's see that same type of performance for 1 more game. First period, 1-0 mini. Danila Yurov with his 2nd goal of the entire postseason. Shots 10-8 Vancouver after 20. Big for momentum as they score with 26 seconds left in the period. Come on, boys. Let's come out here in the second. Top 6. I'm looking at you. Kaprizov! I'm looking at you. Top 6. 3-1. Kravchenko makes it a 2-1 game. Then Yurov. He's like Lekaramaki. Had 1 goal before this, but then has a 2-goal game. 1 goal in the entire postseason. Then somehow finds a 2-goal game in like 2 periods. Shots are 26-22 for Vancouver. We have 1 goal from our defensive defenseman. Do your job, gentlemen. Top 6. Frederick Lundqvist, come on now. Down by 2. Tage Thompson power play goal. We're back in it, down by 1. Tage Thompson with another. Tage is going to carry it on his back if he has to. Brad Lambert makes it 4-3 mini. We're back to being down by 1. Tage is the only one who has passion here? Is Tage the only one with passion with 5 minutes to go? 3 minutes. Don't you dare tell me. Final minutes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you don't have passion. You do not have passion. Defensive defensemen and Tage Thompson are the only ones who have passion, I suppose, on this team. As we just allow mini. They are a 1-line team. A 1-line team with 80 overalls on defense. And we can't score. Now down 3-1. I say do your job. The kid at Tim Hortons can do his job. Why can't you? 2 goals from Tage Thompson to get 3rd star. 4-3 loss. It comes down to having to win 3 in a row. I don't know. Lundqvist, is he up to a 92? Was he a 91? He's down to a 92? Marshall -2, you're killing me. Tippett has slowed down big time. Ratu as well. Pedersen, Thompson. Okay, Thompson top line. Let's restore that second line of Ratu, Pedersen, Tippett. Podkolzin's done nothing, -1. Okay, Podkolzin, Lekkerimäki are swapping. Lekkerimäki, Tyupkin, and Montoya. Let's do that. Dominguez, Sidor, Podkolzin. Let's do that. Why is his X Factor gone? Out of nowhere, they take away his X Factor. Gotta put it back now. Ridiculous. 8, 8, 9, 8, 0, -2. I guess we're gonna keep Quint. I don't know. Hasn't really hurt us at all. Jones's numbers are taking a bit of a beating with these games against Mini now. Middle 6 swaps, or top 9. Actually, every line saw a little bit of a change along that right side. Okay, Born leader, X Factor back for Podkolzin. There you go. I gotta say, I'm also very tempted. We haven't really mentioned this, but I'm tempted to think about Raphael Beaulieu back in this lineup, getting an enforcer in there. But I gotta say, we've been having a lot of trouble with taking penalties, power play goals. They have a lethal power play. I'm not sure if we could risk Beaulieu coming into the lineup with his 31 penalty minutes in 13 games this season. Hendrix Lapierre could be a better center option, but I don't know if I would just take out Sidor, who's been a +7 as well. I think this is the lineup now. This is the lineup, but Podkolzin has his Born leader X Factor back. I'm not sure why it left. Is that a +3 for the fourth line? Yeah, +3 for Sidor and Dominguez. Lekkerimäki on the third line with Tyupkin and Montoya. Lundqvist, Markstrom, and Thompson on that first line. Let's do it. We need to shut down that first line. At Rogers Arena at home, this is the first step. 3 wins now. We need 3 consecutive wins to push our way through to the Stanley Cup Final. It all starts here. Clear your mind of everything except for these next 3 games. You know what? Clear your mind of everything except for this game, one at a time. Game 5, Round 3, May 24th, 2033. Think about nothing but that date. Must-win game. We needed 3, and it's going to take 1 step at a time to get there. Down 3-1, Game 5 of the Western Conference Final. Here we go. First period, 2-0 Vancouver. Tage Thompson scores twice. Scores 2 last game, 2 this game. 4 goals in 2 games for Tage Thompson. Up on that top line. Thank you very much, being outshot 11-9. Second period. Game 1, up 3-0, 3-3. Game 5, up 2-0, 2-2. And of course, it's only their first line. Rossi and Boldy. It's only their first line. Good for them. I'm not saying they're a fraud team. What I'm saying is they have only 1 line and we can't stop them? Shots 21-20, and it comes down to the last 20 minutes tied at 2. Power play Mini, of course. We kill it off, thank goodness. Next goal is going to be huge. Let's go. It's only Thompson out here. Only Thompson scored the last, 5 periods. 8 minutes to go with this game tied at 2. Tage Thompson again! It's a hat trick for Tage! Let's keep him coming, Tage! All right, final 2 minutes with the 1-goal lead. 15 seconds. If it was not for Tage Thompson, we'd be eliminated. We get outshot 35-30. Hunter Jones does his job and makes 33 saves, but no one else on this team wants to score. Thank you, Markstrom, for getting 3 assists. Jones, 33 saves, 2nd star. But Tage Thompson, with the postseason hat trick at home in an elimination game, it doesn't get more clutch than that. But it can't be that he has scored 5 of our last 6 goals in the last 2 games. I'm not saying anything, no more speeches, nothing else. Clear your mind of everything except for May 26th, 2023, at the Xcel Energy Center in Minnesota. Game 6, Round 3. It's a must-win, gentlemen. Get out there and do your job. It can't be only Tage. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Markstrom. Let's rally together as one and push it back to 7 back home. Lekkerimäki on the first shot of the game. First period ends 2-0. Lekkerimäki and Christian Wallace scoring his first goal of the postseason. Is that his first career postseason goal? It could be here in his sophomore season. Shots 9-8 after 20. So help me if it's 2-2 after the second period. Second period, 2-0 it remains. All right, shots are 23-16, and we're up 2-0 headed into the third. Let's do it, gentlemen. Third period here on the road. 5 minutes in. Power play, Vancouver. Add to the lead, boys. Killed off by the Wild. And there's Haltonen. Power play goal for the Wild. Power play back to Vancouver. Killed off Mini once more. Outshooting them 32-23. 5 minutes left. 1 goal lead. The season on the line with a minute left. No! Kaprizov! Shots end 35-26. Kaprizov scores with 44 seconds left as we choke a 2-0 lead. Who took this? Lekaramaki, of course, interference. We're off to overtime in Game 6. A 2-0 lead squandered. Kaprizov, more goals from him. The algorithms love him. EA franchise mode loves Kirill Kaprizov. And we're off to overtime. Offense, 97-96. Defense, 89. I couldn't see all the numbers. We have better everything except for the goaltending overalls. Overtime in Minnesota. A goal for the Canucks pushes this series to 7 back in Vancouver for a winner-take-all for the Stanley Cup Final. A goal for the Wild pushes them through the Stanley Cup Final and eliminates us in 6. Big hit from Thompson. Kaprizov. Rossi! Big save. Blocker save from Jones. Kaprizov to the point. Boldy. Board pinned by Thompson with his defensive core. Come on, Damon Hunt. Driving offense. Addison. Kaprizov, don't you dare. Let's go. Get it out. Get it out. Don't do that, Lundqvist! Rossi! No! Okay, cleared out, I should say, by Kravchenko. Don't you dare do that. Okay, Lundqvist. Easy poke check. No, we have to fight for 2 minutes to get the puck out of our zone. All they need to do, boop, little poke, no problem. Past that big boy. Ratu! Big save, juicy rebound for Tippett. Come on. Gotta turn those shooting sliders up. Gets a shot on net. Blocker save. Turned aside. Might hit the side of the net anyways. Nybeck! Saved by Jones, and he'll hang on. Markstrom and Lekaramaki tied for the NHL lead in postseason points. It's all Vancouver and Mini up there, if I saw correctly. Defensive zone face-off loss. Boldzuk! Oh, no! Nybeck! His only goal of the entire series! Why can't we win face-offs? As the Wild eliminate us in 6. Corral, the only player the Wild had. Shots end 36-31. Of course, Rossi, Kaprizov, the only people who could do it. There you go. You lose the face-off to the point. Boldzuk. There you go. Don't skate for the puck, Lekaramaki. Skate for the man who's shooting it. That's it. Don't try to block the shot. Try and hit him after he's taken the shot. There you go. Then the tip here. Nybeck. Dobson's having a nice day looking at his friend in section 202. And a tip. Nice little tip right past the toe. That's it. Hunter Jones didn't deserve this. Sad performances from a few players in this third round. The numbers that we're about to look at are nice, but some sad performances from certain players in that third round. As it's going to be Minnesota versus Washington for the Stanley Cup. Overall, some good performances, but disappointing that third round. Markstrom, 25 points in 19 games. The captain, Quinn Hughes, with 24. Lundqvist, 22. He had 1 goal in 6 games of that series, if I'm not mistaken. 1 goal from Lundqvist. 5 point per game plus players turned into 3. Pettersson, 18 points. Tage Thompson, 12 goals. 1 from Tippett, 1 from Lundqvist, 0 from Ratu in that third round. 12 goals from Tage Thompson in 19 games. Ratu, 13. Dobson, 12 points plus 7. That was good. Tupkin, 10. What was his face-off percentage in the end? Tupkin lost that last face-off. 43.2. 51 for 118 in the end. Cool. Lekaramaki ends with 10 points. Montoya, 8 plus 6. Kravchenko, 7 and a plus 10. That's nice. Dominguez, 6 plus 5. Sador, 6 plus 7. Wallace, 5 plus 9. That was his second career postseason goal. There you go. But Colson, 4 points, -1. The first postseason in his career where he's not a machine. Or at least closer to being a machine. 6 and 13, 14 and 22, 10 and 17, 10 and 22, 2 Stanley Cup rings. This year, just 4 and 19. Usually shooting above 13%, shooting at 4.8. Hronik, 3, -1. Arvidsson, 2 points, -3. He got pulled for Quint, who played 4 games and was a +1. So, I don't know what to say about Stefan Arvidsson, who signed on for 1 more year at $4 million. Hunter Jones, 10-5-3, 906 save percentage, 3.11 goals against average. It's hard for me to put too much blame on him. He got us as far as we did, but then in the third round, some of those games where we scored 4 or 5 goals, we allowed 6. But we allowed 6 against like one line of players. Kaprizov, 17 goals and 25 points in 18 games. Boldy, 24. Rossi, 19. They're 3-point per game plus players, and there's nobody else. Height had 0 points, or maybe 1 assist in that series even. Lambert, 1 or 2 points, -5. Yurov, 2 goals, -8 as well. And even Wallstedt's numbers, which weren't great either, he improved. Did he improve? I don't think so necessarily. 904 save percentage, 3.22 goals against. I don't think he necessarily improved. So it came down to not shutting down that first line and our own top guys just going invisible, while Tage Thompson had to do all the work on his own to keep us from getting swept. So it's a step forward from last year. Like I said, we made it to a lot of Western Conference finals. We've done a lot through 10 years here in Vancouver, but we want to win another Stanley Cup as this franchise mode series is starting to wind down. We might honestly only do like 1 more season recorded, then maybe 1 or 2 seasons live stream, so like 2-3 more seasons. Then from there we do the big 10+ year wrap up to get us to year 25. So please, on top of the suggestions that you leave down here in the comments on YouTube or over on the Discord server, let me know how much more of the series you'd want to see between the recorded episodes and the live stream episodes, and if we should cut a little bit of one of our other franchise mode series and do more of this one. I don't know, let me know. Aside from that, I'm now going to go ahead and simulate to the draft, and we can get a bit of an idea of our game plan headed into the 2033 offseason. So in the end, the Washington Capitals are 2033 Stanley Cup champions. The Barracuda, who beat us in the AHL, go on to win the Calder Cup on top of that. Anything else as we go towards the draft? Philadelphia. Whoa! Philadelphia wins picks 1 and 2. They had picks 3 and 10. They jumped from 3 and 10 to 1 and 2. That is incredible. Islanders drop 1 to 3. Sharks drop. Wow. So the Flyers are 2 picks. Could it be possible that they want to trade one of those? I wonder. All right, retired players here in 2033. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins calling it a career at 40 years of age. 1,383 points in his career. Panarin, Nylander, Larkin, Fiala. Lots of big names, but no one who we're really concerned with, aside from a former Canuck here, and Andrei Kuzmenko, who retires with 650 points in 773 games. Not bad at all. Did he get buried in the end of his career? AHL this past season, 28 and 36 the year before that. Yeah, he was good in Tampa when we traded him there. He worked out for the Lightning, but ends as a 68 overall. Another former Canuck in Connor Garland retires as well. P.S. Patrick Kane-Suter retires. I think that's about it, though, for players who were in our organization. If you look over at the goaltenders who retire, Georgiev, Amelka, Merzlikins, Mackenzie Blackwood. There you go. Nothing really concerning us, though. All right, there are your retirements. 2 Abbotsford coaches retire. Okay. And in Vancouver, no one. Draft interviews. I'll do these quickly. Give me a moment. Okay, all done. Pro Scout, thank you very much. Now here we are at the draft. So look at the entire playoff tree now that it's all come to an end. The Capitals ended up being the Wild in a 7-game series. Wow, what a run for the Minnesota Wild. But the Caps took down the Hurricanes, Blue Jackets, Red Wings, and then the Wild to win the 2033 Cup. Checking out the awards now that the season has come to an end. So Buffalo did win the Stanley Cup last year, so Thompson was actually trying to go back-to-back. President's Trophy went to the Kraken, and of course Minnesota versus Washington Cup Final. First time there wasn't Buffalo or Boston in 4 or 5 years, I think. Individual awards, McLeod won back-to-back Art Ross trophies there in Columbus. Zane Merrick's? Merrick's winning it, the Heartland World Trophy from Nashville. Cale Makar winning his 4th James Norris in the last 5 years, maybe 5 out of 6, or even 6 out of 7 it could be. Marner Lady, this guy Kreider wins the Calder in Winnipeg. Heiskanen wins the Conn Smythe. The defenseman wins it for the Capitals. Vezina goes to Guzda in New Jersey. Jennings to Wallstedt. Masterton to Virgilio. Jack Adams to the coach of the Coyotes. And Kuznetsov wins the Frank J. Selke. There's a name you don't see too often in franchise mode winning this award. Wow. Ted Lindsay to Merrick's, and Maurice Richard, of course, going to David Pastrnak, as Lundqvist was just a few goals behind him. In the AHL, any awards for us? We got something here. We got Zykov, who won the equivalent of the Maurice Richard, and he also won, so Bykov and Zykov. Bykov won the equivalent of the Vezina. Okay, great news there. Bykov also winning the equivalent of the Jennings. So Vezina and Jennings, AHL Vezina and Jennings, as well as the Rocket when it comes to the hardware down for the farm team. While we're on the playoff tree, by the way, just to mention, year 10 was almost an exact copy of year number 2. Win in 7, win in 6, lose in 6. Even winning against Vegas in round 1, just different teams in round 2 and 3, but almost an exact copy of year number 2. So here we are now at the draft, ready to begin the off season. Let's just quickly start thinking about our game plan headed into next episode, starting by looking at our player reports here, the growth that we may have seen throughout the organizational system. Karamaki, despite the horrible postseason, grows to an 88. I'm not sure if this growth will stick, but nice to see at the very least. Tage Thompson up to an 86 overall with an expiring deal. I don't think we'll be able to keep him on, as great as it was to have him. Lundqvist grows to a 92. Kravchenko at an 82, we know that. Ezra Arcabello, he should be pushing for the NHL next season. He was in the AHL this past season for the first time. 9 goals, 44 points, plus 26, 100 penalty minutes in a full season, playing 21 minutes per night. Whoa, okay, so Ezra Arcabello up to an 80 overall. This is a fourth line forward. Marshman at 93. Sador grows to an 82. Pedersen 94. Ratu 86. Tyupkin 83. Tippett 86. How much of this growth will actually stay? That'll be the question. Arvidsson, that's down to an 82. Hronik 81. Dominguez up from a 78 to a 79. Wallace up to an 84. I think that's about it. Yep. And if we look in the system, any other growth from other players out here? Ned Campbell up to a 77 at 20 years of age. Low elite potential. Voinov 77. Backman 71. Yeah, we could definitely see some of these guys making the push. But Colson down to a 79 now. Hugo Buffet at a 79. Benito at a 79 too. So if we're sorting by overall, a good number of these players could be trying to make a case for themselves joining the NHL squad sooner rather than later. Looking at goaltenders, none really stick out aside from Bykov. Maybe Hogan gets traded, but just thinking out loud right now. So that being said, when we think about our lineup for next season, the tentative lineup, keeping in mind the possible extensions that might be needed. So Tage Thompson, for example, he would be wanting $3 million. We have 18.85 to play with. So it actually wouldn't be impossible. I'm surprised he only wants $3 million for 2 years. We can get him into the 2s even. Yes, he's going to regress. He's 35 with top 6 potential, which could drop to top 9 or bottom 6. But he's an 86 overall who, again, could drop to 85, 84, 83. Still, as third-line center, I would not be opposed to Tage Thompson sticking on this team at that price. Filip Hronik, another guy that we love, but it have to be for the right price in Filip Hronik at 5.5. I don't know if we can afford to keep him on the third pair. I know we played him at $8.25 million, but that was to do him a favor. To actually sign him for $5 million or close to that to play him third pair, it'll be tough. Beaulieu, Dominguez, etc., yes. So just looking at the main roster, looking at the forwards first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if Thompson stays. Really, 6 would be Tippett. Third line, Thompson, Tyupkin, Sador. Fourth line, Arcabello, Montoya, Beaulieu, or Dominguez actually. Let's say Beaulieu 13th forward, but can Dominguez and Montoya, for example, stay on the fourth line? They need to be given opportunities to grow or just be traded at this point. Because to be 80 overall at 23 years of age, that's kind of the point at which you say it's make it or break it. You're either going to be here or you're not, because the growth has to come very soon. In the AHL, that's not even counting Podkolzin. Lapierre likely walks. He was just a 13th forward. We could keep him for cheap, maybe. But Hugo Buffet's going to be here. 79 overall, low elite, 20 years of age, former second-round pick. Yeah, you would think that he needs to get a chance as well, too, if he's ever going to grow. We can't keep everybody stuffed down there. On top of Ned Campbell, Kalle Enqvist. I don't know if he's going to make it at this point, being 24. Voinov. These guys will get signed to their contracts. Zykov needs to make the jump soon as well. 77. Yeah, we got him from the Blackhawks in the Wallace trade with Evan Bouchard. 45 goals this past season, 70 points. Even if his overall isn't very high, do you give him a chance in the NHL anyways? Maybe he could be like a Skylar Lucic kind of guy. If you've been following our San Francisco Starfleet expansion franchise mode. Other guys too, Perzogin 76 at 22. Like, if they don't grow and they're going to be 78, 79 by 23, 24, let's just, I don't know, do we need to just cut some of the fat? The more I scroll down this list, the more I think we got to cut some of the fat here. Those would be the forwards, though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on defense if Filip Hronik were to stay. Franklin Quint, does he stay as 7th defenseman? Do we trade him, or do we just kind of accept that he's going to be a third pair D? In the AHL, we do have players who want to get the chance here. Benino, 79 at 22, low elite. Alexandrov, 77 at 21, medium elite. These two guys in a perfect world would be our third pair next year. Left and right, Benino and Alexandrov. In a perfect world, that would be them. Naslin, he's probably never going to grow at this point. Markstrom, probably never going to grow at this point. So, yeah, if Benino and Alexandrov were to come up, then that would be Hronik would have to be gone, and probably Arvidsson too. I don't know, because the top 4 next year you would think has to be Hughes, Dobson, Wallace, Kravchenko. Is Dobson a guy that we're thinking to shed as well at $11.15 million? He showed up in the postseason. Can he get the chance to do it again next year on a big deal, likely with a no-trade clause? I don't think we can trade him right now. And then when it comes to the goaltenders, of course, Jones and Muller still works. Jones will be on the last couple of years of his contract. Yeah, he's still signed on. That should be okay. I'm trying to think. We're going to have a lot of money to play with, 18 plus million. If you look at the pending free agents, trying to see maybe we need like a bigger third line name to play there. Because as good as Sador, Montoya, Dominguez, those are like 3-4 guys who would be competing for 1 or 2 spots, and none of them have really taken the opportunity super well. Maybe Sador has the edge. Now he's grown to an 82. Shout out to Caden O'Brien, who could never grow in our system. Now here he is as an 88 overall. What's he doing here? 67-point season in Toronto. Could never do anything with us more than 30-some points. And then there you go in Toronto. Okay, Caden O'Brien at an 88. Crazy. So for the potential pending UFAs, maybe even someone you trade for the rights of, here are the forwards. As I scroll through these right here, if anyone stands out to you, please let me know in the comments down below or over in the Discord server. As always, link in the description. Down to the 83s or so. And if you look at the defense, any defensemen who may be free agents, Kiwi Hardy got a 92 overall. Dunn, Levshinov, Silyev, Bouchard, there he is. Good names, but guys will be wanting a lot of money. And goaltenders, if any of these guys even were to drop, I don't think any of them replace Hunter Jones. Considering the draft now, looking at the draft board first, keep in mind we have the 30th overall pick with our own first round, then 3 seconds, 2/3, a 4th, and a 6th. So a late first, then an early second, mid-second, late second, mid-third, late third, etc. So we're picking at 30, then early 40s, then into the 50, late 50s could it be? So when we look at the draft, Fabian Bolt, the Flyers have those top 2 picks, remember. Are they going to go for center and defense? If they go Fabian Bolt, Gem, NHL ready, Mikko Koivu, similar style, and then Trenton Wild, also NHL ready, similar to Zdeno Chara, defensive defenseman. Then it goes left D, right wing, center for 3, 4, 5, all medium elites. Then top 6s, but 1 medium elite in here. Emmanuel Fisset, 18, 4 years away, similar to Joe Thornton. Medium elite, but 4 years away. Interesting. A lot of top 6s. At pick number 30, there's a low elite right before it, actually. Kalle Ersberg. 3 years away, 2-way D. So at pick 30, Corbin Foss, A+ shooting, NHL ready, but no doubt about it, I'm ready to get hurt again. Can we take an NHL ready guy with the 30th pick? I don't think we can. We've just been burned so many times. I will say the one thing he has going for him is not that he's NHL ready, it's that he's A+ in shooting. I gotta say that's the one thing he has going for him. So that's one reason why I might consider it, but I do think we've been burned too many times to actually do it. There is Georges Lapointe, 17-year-old who's 6'5" and 3 years away. That could be interesting. A low elite power forward. Then after that, it goes back to more medium top 6 forwards, medium top 4 Ds, etc., etc., etc. So I'm not going to go through every single player right now because each one has a story to tell. If we're thinking about, they're all medium top 6 forwards and all medium top 4 Ds. All these medium top 6 forwards. Another low elite here, Ryder Eddy, 18-year-old gem, also 3 years away. If we sort by potential, medium elite goalie, Andrew Avery, 5 years away though, going in the 60s. Roy Day, 17-year-old, medium elite in the 80s. Aaron Carter, also 87, another guy with medium elite potential, but again 5 years away. Medium elite goalie, Evan Hilbert, 4 years away, but he's 20 years old. Gail Scott, medium elite, yeah, more, all these goalies who are 5 years away. If you want a goalie, it'll be Hilbert or Scott with one of the later picks, but some good medium elite value here throughout the draft, not all at the top or at the bottom. A little bit more dispersed. Low elites, yeah, some very tempting low elites here. 210, 178, yeah, we'll take all those guys. More in the 50s are a question. Eddie, we said Wesley Reza as well. Down to Gene Stasic at 93. 2 years away, A- skills. Low top 6s go down quite a bit too. Some gems. Yeah, there's some good value. I don't know if it's going to be a draft that we take a lot of guys who are like 150 plus. I'd be willing to trade a lot of those picks and other value that we have to try to get a couple seconds, couple thirds, and takes a few guys who are in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, as opposed to just saying let's throw darts on guys who are, whatever, 150, 200 plus. Medium top 4 Ds, low top 4 Ds. A lot to consider in this draft. This little stretch of Cochran, Steen, Davidson, and Johnson, all 2 years away, so keep all that in mind. And finally, to finish off, if you're curious about the trade value that we have within the organization, here's how it looks when you start scrolling down. Lekara-Mackey's value is up now that he's at an 88 overall, even if it's temporary. Arcabello, 80 overall, so he was a grinder. Yeah, he's a grinder with 4.5-star puck skills, 5-star physical, 93 shot blocking, 93 stick checking. maybe he's an upgraded version of what Raphael Beaulieu could have been. I could see that. Former 4th-round pick of ours as well. Yeah, I could see Arcabello, despite the pounding minutes, I could see him being an upgrade on Beaulieu. And then Beaulieu probably just ends up getting traded. Aside from that, Backman, Voinov have value. Alexandrov has value. Yeah, Quint has a little bit of value if you just want to trade him, because we know that he'll never grow, really. Arvidsson, Dominguez. Yeah, it's getting crowded. It's getting crowded. And if we looked at just the rookie skaters, like let's say the guys like Perezogan, for example, if it's not over yet for a guy like him, but it's getting close, and there's some of these guys who I would trade. We can't look at other teams' trade blocks just yet, but through the activity feed, we can see that Brady Tkachuk, Moritz Seider, and Marco Kasper are all on the trade block. Ladies and gentlemen, that just about wraps up year number 10 for the Canucks organization. Through 10 years, 9 postseason appearances, 6 Western Conference Finals. Unfortunately, our record is now 3-3 when making it to the 3rd round. But it's a step forward from last season, and I'm looking forward to 2033-34. So be sure to leave all your thoughts down here in the YouTube comments or over on the Discord server, link in the description. Our biggest questions moving into next season just essentially is, what is our lineup? We have enough money to have the space to maneuver, but just the question comes down to who's on this team. Is Thompson getting 3rd line center? Who's playing on that 3rd line with him? Who would actually be on the 4th line? Can we continue to bury these good younger players with potential on the 4th line? Should we use their value to trade for a missing piece, whoever that might be? It really comes down to that. There's a lot of different directions we can go in. And also let me know what your vote would be as we begin to think about closing out this series. 1 or 2 more years as recorded, 1 or 2 years live streamed, then we do the big wrap up to year 25. What would be ideal? That's up to you. So leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course subscribe if you haven't already as we approach 8,000 subscribers. Be made aware of all of our uploads here on the channel, all of our many live streams over the next couple of weeks as well. Hit that bell to get notified whenever we go live or upload a video for all of our franchise mode series and much more here on the channel. Thanks once again for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you once again in the next one as we build towards year number 11 for 2033-34.